Swampert is perhaps one of the best Pokemon that you can use with a budget cost at Ultra League. So here is a video of mine covering Swampert in 4 different teams, and of course we're gonna analyze their strongest assets and their core breakers, so stay tuned till the end of each team showcase if you want to learn more about the team, how to play it, and of course how to utilize against certain situations. Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today I'm doing a complete Swampert video covering it on 4 teams. So let's start off with the first one out of the total 4, with it being up on the lead. At the back we are gonna have the Giratina, and of course Steelix will be our safe switch. I really like Steelix on this team as my safe switch, especially with those Psychic Fangs, and of course Dragon Tail is just gonna be able to pressure even more after a few debuffs. You got Crunch for your second charge attack, but feel free to go with something like an Earthquake if you feel like you have to knock down unsuspected opponents, and especially something like a Fighter, which is pretty neat. However, you can always bait for it and then go for a Psychic Fang, so I would not be that much worried about the second charge attack, especially when you are having Steelix on the switch and Shields are already gonna be in play. So most of the times you're gonna be able to pressure a lot with those Dragon Tails, and Psychic Fangs will be your best friend. As the closer of this team, I have here the Giratina, which is a soft closer but definitely a bulky one, and this backline can definitely tank those hits. You're gonna see that both Giratina and Steelix can tank the moves pretty easily, while Shadow Swampert up on the lead is gonna do a lot of heavy work. With that in mind, you might want to try a different version of Swampert, the non-Shadow one, because then you can tank even more hits, but with this backline you can always take care of your bulk, especially when you're having something like a Steelix and Giratina at the back. But running a non-Shadow Swampert can also work for this team. However, the Shadow one is not gonna be that kind to a lot of teams, and especially the Shadow Earthquake will not be appreciated by a lot of neutrally Pokemon that come up against your Swampy. So as a core breaker here we got the amazing Tapu Fini, which is pretty sad. I know whenever you're gonna encounter a Tapu Fini you want to finish it off or do your best with your Swampert up on the lead, especially with the Earthquake, because this Pokemon can wall down the matchup with Steelix. You definitely need Earthquake for this matchup on your Steelix if you want to have any chance at all. Can go pretty rough on your Giratina, but it ends up being like a very solid and close battle overall, while against Swampert it is all about the bait, and if you can get that Earthquake on that Tapu Fini, definitely playable against Tapu Fini, but still it is gonna be a troublesome Pokemon for this team. Proceeding now into the next one with Swampert once again up on the lead. You have to go ahead and pressure a lot with this line, because we're having at the back the Walrein and the Talonflame. A lot of heavy charge attacks from this team, and especially the Brave Bird from the Talon. We got no mythicals, no legendaries on this team, but we got a little bit of Excel here, because in order to get that Talonflame on the Ultra League level you need to power it up with full Excels on a Hando Fletchling, which is pretty rough. If you do not have that from the community day, well, you can always rotate on your Charizard and you're gonna be just fine either way. So this team can work with Charizard as the closer, but of course I prefer the Talonflame because of that Brave Bird, able to annihilate down a lot of neutral threats, and I do not want to even think about the super effective ones. So you're gonna be on a very good spot even against a core breaker like Jellicent. So against Jellicent you might be struggling a little bit with this team, and that's mainly because of Swampert up on the lead, while Walrein can still go toe to toe up against that Pokemon. Against a Trevenant though, this can be pretty troublesome for the Swampert, but here is where the backline can come pretty handy and into play, because both the Walrein with the Icicle Spears and your Flame Charge combination with those Incinerates are gonna be your main answers to that Trevenant. So you can see the synergy here, the backline can protect the Swampert from that Trevenant, so that is gonna be a solid strategy overall. With that in mind, now let's move forward into team number 3. Before we had the Talonflame as our closer, but this time we're gonna replace it with our Shadow Swampert. For the safe switch part though, we're gonna use the Charizard. I like Charizard as a safe pick more than Talonflame because of its ability to go pretty neutral against anything. And of course, if you have a high rank Charizard like I do over here, the rank 1, you can survive even those Hydro Cannons with this, and the match dots are never gonna be enough to threat you down to no HP. So you can easily go ahead, bring your safe switch on the face of the Charizard, and everything is gonna be just fine for your line. Up on the lead, we're having the Galar and Stunfisk, and at the back as a closer, as we have already said, another ground type Pokemon. So this team is an ABA team style based team, and I think it is gonna work pretty nicely. I have used it on Great League as well. This team has proved over time that can work, so that's why I'm recommending it to you. The core breaker of this team is gonna be the Trevenant, and that's mainly because it can have a positive matchup against the Stunfisk. However, it is still gonna be extremely close for both ends, and of course we got at the back the Swampert, which is just gonna get walled down by that Trevenant threat. However, you still have the close battle from your Stunfisk against that Trevenant, and of course you got another wall to the Trev, which is gonna be the Charizard, and that's looking pretty solid. To be honest, if you have something like a Trevenant up on the lead, you are glad to have it over there, because your Swampert has avoided the biggest threat in here, so that on the closing part it will most likely have nothing to worry about, and you're gonna be, most of the times at least, on a very good spot to sweeping the entire team of your enemies. Okay, battlers, into the final one now, and we're gonna pair Swampert, which is gonna be our closer once again, with two legendaries that come back from Season 1. So we're having the amazing Articuno up on the lead, able to handle a lot of threats, and of course the safe switch of the team is gonna be Registeel. So the strategy is pretty simple with this line. You need the Trevenant out of the way. To do so, you can either catch it up on the lead with your Articuno and maintain that lead till the end game, that lead advantage, and of course you can do the other option, which is to aggressively go in there with your Registeel, try to draw it out and then finish it off with your Articuno, meaning that your Swampert will be on a very good spot to erase whatever remains on the Ultra League. So this team has a lot of potential. You can see the synergy, it is over there just for you to check out. This team can work pretty much every single season from Season 1, so that's why I'm recommending it to you right now as well. As a core breaker, we're having here the Galar and Stunfisk, because those rock slides can be deadly for the Articuno, and at the back against that Registeel, those earthquakes can be devastating. However, with a little bit of pressure from those icy winds or even the focus blast from your Registeel, you're gonna be able to surpass even that obstacle. Swampert here as a closer, well, has nothing to fear, even that the Stunfisk will be erased with ease, and of course if you have a sad one, this team will definitely need it. Because the regular one might just not work that good for the closing part. The regular one might work better for the lead scenario, so that's why I'm telling this to you. Having a Shadow Swampert here as a closer, you might just want to need that extra damage, and trust me when I say this, the other two Pokemon are not gonna use any of the shields so that your Swampert can get them towards the end of the game and sweep the entire team. So that is gonna be all for today's video. Thank you for staying till the end. I hope you liked the video, and of course write down in the comment section which one was your favorite. Till the next time, take care, trainers! Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.